For those of you that are wondering, yes, this is pretty much a big package that I'm about to unbox. Is that really all to it? This is Amy Rose's fortune card deck. Get a thumbnail of that too. I guess this is time for another Sonic unboxing, which is the recent item called Amy's fortune card deck. Yes, this is what the box looks like. Front side, the sideways, even the back side. It includes a fully illustrated 78 card deck and 128 page guidebook with all these cards. Give your fortune telling practice a supersonic boost with this official deck from the massively popular Sonic the Hedgehog video game series. Each card features original, never been seen artwork directly from Amy Rose's fortune card deck, illustrated by illustrious artists Evan Stanley and GD. I don't know how to say that. Whether you're new to fortune reading or a longtime practitioner, this deck and guidebook gives you a new way to power up your love for the Sonic the Hedgehog series. And these are some of the additional illustrations for each of these cards. All of these are trademarked too, made by Inside Editions. And this one is just a barcode with the exact price of $27.99, manufactured in China. The other side right there is just written by Ian Flynn, illustrations Evan Stanley and GD. This one is just Inside Editions. Alright, I'm just gonna simply unwrap this whole plastic out of this box. A little difficult if I were to unwrap it with just one hand, but the illustrations look a bit shiny here after unwrapping everything from the box itself. Let's see how this thing opens. Oh, that's a guidebook. Okay, there are some cards in there. Let's just bring them all out. Alright, so the book right there and all the cards piled up in the deck. For this unboxing video, I'm gonna have to use this tripod that's attached to my camera, but let's just read off all the book itself. So this is Amy Rose's fortune card deck, and there's a lot of instructions of what these actually mean. Yeah, just a little hard to read off of that. This one has some table of contents that includes what the details of each of these cards are, and the introduction that has Amy Rose. Hi there, I'm Amy Rose, and what you have here is your very own fortune card deck. Let me share with you why I find the fortune cards so exciting, plus my guidance on how to use your own set. I love to explore all the strange and wonderful regions in the world, like the world's famous hero Sonic the Hedgehog. He inspired me to be my very best. I put together my fortune card deck with cards I found during my travels, so I'm still developing my deck. You can do the same, mix and match decks with others, and in a few favorites, stuff like that. Your deck should be your own, just like my deck is special to me. Honestly, this is a lot of reading here, so I'm not gonna go through everything as much. So the guidebook, I'll keep this as reference here, but let's go over the main deck. So first of all these decks are face down, and the details are just so brilliant. There's an emerald right there. I don't know what that thing in the middle is, except for the rings surrounding it, and it can be flipped in any direction. Let's see what the first fortune is. Well, it looks like 10 of rings. So the guidebook, I'm not sure how am I supposed to go over. Let's see where the contents is. Apparently there's no table of contents listed, but this is actually on page 113. Which is the Hero's Draw or Dog Draw. Two distinctive features with this. In the Hero's Draw, everything has led to this point, You're listing all that has come before. It's a big day for you. Card could also be saying that you've reached the accumulation of a long-term event. Be mindful how you got there. For the dark side, it won't last long. You need to stock up or get things in order before it's too late. Even if everything is going great for you, you should think about tomorrow. Do you have what's needed for the long haul? Are things as sure, as stable as you think they are? Not sure then, but I guess this might be something that comes in the future. Put that one aside. Let's draw another one. Let's see how this 9 of rings. What does that have to do? This one has a reference in page 102. Heroes draw, you work hard. In the dark side, it's not very easy. Set that one aside too. Now let's draw another one. What is this? Not sure if I really had to go through everything. Heroes draw, you're eager to learn. Dark side, you cannot just find sparks today. So these are just some brief examples of what those cards look like. But let me see if I can draw more of these. That's 7 of rings. This one is 6 of rings. 5. Oh man. We got 4. And we got 3. That's just 2 rings. And the ace of rings. I just realized that the trivia is basically almost like playing cards, but they're much bigger in depth. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or it's called ace of rings. Let's draw more cards. Let's see what it looks like. That's a page of rings, which features tails with the ring. Second one I draw is just the Knight of the Rings featuring Knuckles from a Ring Teleporter. Next one is just the Queen of Rings. And last one is just the King of Rings. So basically these are all playing cards, but almost like a more additional item of jacks. What does the second round say? Lightning, 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 lightning. Yeah, they're all lightnings. Oh man. And how does these orders go? Alright. Oh man. So this is a lightning section for those cards. We got Page of Lightning, we got Knight of Lightning. This one is a Queen of Lightning and King of Lightning. Trivia, these are almost anti-heroes. We got Page, we got E123 Omega. This one is just Rouge, and this one is Shadow. The lightning category. Alright, next category is just water, 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 water. And this one is just Page of Water, not of the water, featuring Big. This one's Queen of Water, King of Water. So these are the 4 cards here of the water. The Page of Water just features the Shrine with Owls. Second one is just Big the Cat fishing. Third one is just a call. And the last one is Chaos 0. Set these cards aside here with the rest. See what the next category is. Let's see, we got some fire categories. Alright, so it looks like these all go in the proper order of what these cards look like. Though I'm not just gonna try to browse through everything at once. Let's see. Ace of Fire is just OG. This one, the Page of Fire, features Maureen the Raccoon. Second is just one of the characters from Sonic Rush Adventure, the Fire. The third one is just the Queen of Fire featuring Blaze. And lastly, Silver, the King of Fire. Let's see what the next row is. Oh, Never seen that before. Alright, some last miscellaneous cards that we got are just the Gaia, the Judgment. Oh man, this is hard to pull out these cards. We got the Companions, the Phantom, Statue Savior, the Doom, the Unyielding Darkness, featuring the Shadow or the Black Arms emblem. This one is just the Eternal Flame. This one is just Chaos. Unbound Future. The Justice. Time. Lone Guardian. Hero. Freedom's Wind. The Fruit. The Babylons. The Mantra Machina. The Virtuous Heart. This one is the Skyborn Aspirations. I don't know how to read that. The Master. And the final card, Travel. So overall, I reviewed all the cards here, just not everything, because this might be a lot of reading and understanding of how each of these cards work. This guidebook might help me study each of these cards of what they look like, although chances are I may not remember everything at once. Only Amy can memorize everything. So here are the basics of how those cards work. I did read some of the pages from the guidebook, which says, orientation is the difference between drawing the card in an upright hero draw and a reverse dark draw. So for instance, if they're the right side up, then that's a hero's draw, but if it's upside down, then that's a dark draw. So here's a little demonstration. So this is just a card itself, and if you notice the details with the arrows, which is the dark side, and the other one is just the hero side. So for instance, this is just a card itself, which right now is the hero side, but if I flip it the other direction, then that means it's switched to a dark side instead. Not only can you understand just one card at once, but the only difficult thing about reading all of these tarot cards is that memorizing two things at once is just nearly as difficult as whatever it is. That's why the guidebook does help out of what these mean. When reading the third paragraph in page 6, it says the first 22 cards are called the major fortunes. They represent big events in time, whether they're past, present, or future. They can also represent important lessons that you learn or will be learning soon. They're numbered 0 to 21 and features major elements and themes found in life. So I did count all those major cards. Yes, these are all the 22 cards of the major ones that include all those big events. For the other 56 cards that provided, these are divided into different categories. The lightning, rings, water, and fire. So each of these cards contain like 14 of them for each of those elements. Differently, the King, Queen, Knight, and Page represents these personality types, as I've shown from each of these 4 cards. Ace through 10 is just basically the orders of each of these elements. First, from the book itself, the suit of fire is all about that fiery passion, that burning desire to get up and act. The suit of lightning does reference about the thoughtfulness and insight, but the fire is basically more of a following your heart. According to one of the books in the guideline, this one from the suit of the water is all about the tides within us, our hopes, our dreams, our emotions, ebbing and flowing like the sea. If this is the reference that I'm talking about, it's one of the first few pages to read about each of these elements. But I'll try to go over the preview, just not have a chance of summarizing everything. This pseudo lightning is just about the inspiration, lightning of truth, zipping through air, reaching others with lightning speed. This one, the pseudo rings, just deals with earthly things, monetary fortunes, and your personal well-being. Also, I forgot to explain all of these based on the hero or dark sections. For the fire, it says, when you draw a hero, it encourages your ambitions and helps you make your plans before taking action. The opposite is usually a warning about being reckless. So it says for the suit of water, if you're drawing a hero's draw, then you want insights into your relations or trying to make some sense of the wildest dreams. But the opposite is basically a warning about getting lost in your fantasies. For the Suit of Lightning, the hero's draw mentions something about the greater insights and getting the right point. Except in the dark draw, it tells you the warning of being too rash or not taking other people's feelings into account. Drawing from the Suit of Rings as a hero just means career, health, and personal well-being golden. For the opposite, however, in the dark draw, it says with greed, selfish decisions, or indicating that you're ignoring your health. Well, Amy Rose did mention one of the last notes that these cards have queens and kings. Now, if I separate these categories from the lightning, rings, water, and fire. So the kings are just typically the main characters, those hedgehogs, except that the chaos is the only type of king that is never a hedgehog. So all these are just males. King of Lightning for Shadow, King of Rings for Sonic, and this one, Chaos, is just King of Water, and lastly we got Silver as a King of Fire. The queens are all females. We got Rouge the Bat, Amy Rose, Tikal, and Blaze. So overall, these are just a brief summary of what these instructions of each of those cards look like. So thanks, Amy Rose, for explaining how these cards work. Although it might take a while to understand everything at once, I just realized there's a small chibi Amy Rose emote of happy fortune hunting. So basically, I'm not sure if I'm able to get almost every recording of what these cards actually mean, but if you want me to make the video of detailing everything of what these cards actually mean, leave a comment below, and maybe one day I'll try to get everything as done as possible, but not really in a fashionable way in each of these categories, because 78 cards might be a bit too much for me to try to explain all of them. Of course, these are just some of the cards that they have from Amy Rose's fortune card book, especially with the guidebook itself, which I absolutely love. Oh, by the way, there's a last page right there is just basically preparing to read and just leave a small note about what these cards mean. So from the guidebook itself, from one of the last pages, there are 3 methods of spreading that never lay clarity with the instructions itself. The second one is just the time stone circuit that also has like 6 steps. And lastly, it's basically like the 7 servers, almost like laying out the 7 Chaos Emeralds. But the instructions are a lot different, unlike others. Maybe later I could use it as some type of like a reference. Alright, just gonna put these cards away as of now, just done with everything at the most. Alright, now to wrap everything up, you just gotta put these cards into this box first. Make sure the string is not loose, as well as the guidebook itself. One day I'll try to read off the guidebook of what these actually mean. Let's give it a nice closure. Overall, that's just basically all for Amy Rose's fortune card deck. I know this is a lot to go through everything or try to explain things in detail, but once again, if you want me to try to get as much as I can, just leave a comment below here and I'll try to read off all and explain what it actually means. Maybe do some type of like a outdoor scenario. So far, that should be it for today. If you do enjoy one of my unboxing videos of Sonic the Hedgehog's Amy Rose's fortune card deck, you can follow me on other social media platforms in my About page and subscribe to my channel. This is VlogWithAvroTF, signing out.